forever at the amusement park. Sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down, and many times I had to remind myself that in order to go up, first you have to go down. In the beginning of third grade, everything was going smoothly up on the ride, but out of nowhere there was a sudden drop. I didn't have many friends in my class, and I was really scared because of that. On the first day, I had so many butterflies in my stomach I thought I would burst into a powerful wing-filled sensation. I walked into class scared as ever and noticed a new kid in the class sitting across from me. I read his name tag, and that was the day I met Ford, which, by the way, is one of my closest friends now. At first, I said nothing because, obviously, he was new, so I knew less about him than the Christian religion, which I still don't know. The next day, I walked into class a little less scared, but I still had a kaleidoscope of butterflies in my stomach. It was like a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. I knew I had to do something, and that was to get new friends. So I set off on my quest for friends and decided to go to Ford because, one, he is new, and two, it would give me a clean slate. From that day, I started talking to him more and more, and we started a bond. Then came the next step in starting a friendship, having your first play date. I invited him over to my house, and while we were there, we discovered that we had a lot more in common than we thought. He was really smart. We were both fond of video games and Legos and so on, but if I recite them all, we'd be here all day, so let's not do that. So just like that, I had a friend. Getting Ford as a friend made third grade way easier, and now he's still one of my best friends. 1 year after that drop, things were starting to go up again. Now is the point in the ride where you go all the way to the top, but then you drop to the ground, and sadly, that was where I was. Fourth graders all have to face an extremely tough challenge, the Wax Museum. When I found out that it was time and we started working on it, it was like my first day all over again. Stomaching knots with an army of butterflies in it. Yay. My body started curling in on itself like some imploder was sucking my outsides in. Just to make matters worse, they said I might not be able to be who I want, which broke me. I slumped in my chair hoping it was some sort of dream and that any second I would wake up, but no, it was reality. So I talked with my friends in 5th grade, and they said that the Wax Museum wasn't scary at all, and it was actually really fun. I believed them and set off to work. The night of the Wax Museum came, and I was ready to put on a real nice show that everyone loved. And that was how I learned about getting over it and starting once again going up. Now the ride is starting its final climb to the top before one more climatic drop. As I climbed the tree in front of me, I started thinking of the day I remember as today. It started off so simple, just a field trip to the ropes course. We started by kissing fish and taking a walk. Fun enough. We got to a small course, which was supposedly a rowing for the high ropes. We approached a cargo net, and they said people were hurt. I'm just like, okay, what? They said Peyton hurt his good arm, so he wasn't allowed to use it. Then they said Scott hurt his ear, so he wasn't allowed to hear. And after that, they said Erica hurt her eye, so she wasn't allowed to see. Then they said Emily hurt her mouth, so she wasn't allowed to talk. We had to get into the net and back out again, but only one person could use each part of the net. After about a half hour, we finished. We were so proud of ourselves. After that, we get to our ramp, where I am now, climbing a tree that's 40 feet tall. Now I've reached the top, and I realized how high I really was. I saw my mom being hoisted up across from me. They counted down from 3, and I jumped. The next thing I know, I'm flying through the air. I landed in my mother's arms and were taken down safely. Now the ride was over. I'm back on the ground, and I'm taking off the seatbelt, ending my fun time through State Street.